Holistic Business Network. This is your weekly wellness business training. I'm Elizabeth, and I am so happy to be here with you all. So say hi in the comments down below. Type the word replay if you are watching the replay, and introduce yourself. Introduce yourself and your business. These weekly videos that I do are always this opportunity to come together as a community, to introduce yourself and to comment on each other and to see each other. My hope for this Facebook group is that it is a place of connection and upliftment for women in business. It's a place for you to come and get business training and tips and support from me. And it's also a place for you to lean into each other for ideas and support and networking. So I love being here with you all, and here is your weekly training video. Are you ready for it? So I've been thinking a lot because the snow's melting, the weather's starting to, I wouldn't say really getting warmer. I was going to say it's getting warmer, but then I'll say that and it'll snow again. So it's starting, this feeling of spring is beginning. Do you feel it? And for those of you who really follow the seasons, we know that spring equinox is coming, and we can start to feel the beginnings of spring in our bodies, and we can see it in nature. There were actually birds chirping the other day. It was really incredible. So I've been thinking a lot about the seasons and our businesses. And one thing that I've always done in my businesses, and actually in my life, is align who I am and what I do in the world with the seasons. And I'm lucky to, some of the time of the year, live in places where I can really feel the seasons. And I grew up in places where I could feel the seasons, where there's a really clear and distinct winter, where it was quieter and darker and less external, where there was a really clear and distinct spring, where everything started to open up, and a clear and distinct summer where we felt the fullness and the heat, and a clear and distinct fall where that transition began again. Actually, fall is one of my favorite seasons. Actually, they all are in their own beautiful and different ways. So I ask you, how in your business can you align the seasons? And sometimes you'll have a season in your business that's not necessarily the exact season that's happening. That's not the season that's exactly happening in the world, but it's a season that's happening in your business. And that season may be a couple of years span. Maybe you're in a winter time of your business where things are just resting. Some of you might have experienced that over the past year. Where are you at? What season is your business at? That's the question right now. Post it in the comments below after you say hi and introduce yourself, what your business is. What season is your business in right now? So is it in a winter season? Is it feeling like it's quiet and it's resting? Is it in a spring where it's building and you're planting seeds and you're visioning to the future and you're in the creative zone and you have lots of ideas and you're putting pieces in place that are going to really help your business? Is your business in a summer season where you are just delivering to your amazing clients? You've done the work, you've planted your seeds, you have created the vision, you have launched your amazing product, and you're just in the delivery zone? Or is your business in the fall season where you are harvesting, where you are reaping the benefits of the work that you put in? Not just the work in the springtime and the summer, but also the work in the winter. And you're bringing the benefits of that in during the fall time. And it's also a time to start to look inwards and to start to really gather yourself so that you can take that inner journey again in the winter. Oh, I love that what Mandy writes here. Love the season happening in my business. She's in spring. It's perfect. And it's kind of like, it's nice when we're in alignment with the actual year. And there are practices where you can align your body and your moon cycles with your business. There are practices where you can align your business with the year. And I love doing that. So if over the past few months you've been feeling like, where's my energy for my business? And where's my motivation? It's because you should have been in the tender soil of just quietness, of letting things come to a resting place, of closing your eyes more, of going into darkness, going into meditation more, letting go and releasing so that you can come out into the springtime. And we're just about to enter into the spring now. And so I invite you to consider, what kind of energy would you like to bring to your business now as we open up into springtime? This place of vision, of creativity, of getting connected, of community, of coming outwards, of spreading your wings, of unfolding, of planting seeds for your business. So what does that actually translate to in your business? Making connections, networking and making connections and being supported by other incredible women who are in holistic business. What else does it mean for your business? Planting seeds. Maybe you're planting seeds with your own clients of a program that you'd like to roll out. Maybe it's a one-on-one program, or maybe it's an online course, or maybe you have dreams of having a podcast or writing a book. Like, what are your dreams? What are your visions for your business that you'll start to plant the seeds of now? Write it into the comments right now. What are the visions that you have for your business that you're going to start to plant seeds of? And the seed planting starts in your own heart. And then that seed planting goes on into your clients and into your world and into your community. That seed planting really starts within. I love to think of business as an inner journey first, and then our outer world starts to support that. So how can you start to know? And if the seasons aren't defined, Mandy said this, the seasons aren't as defined. I love that, where she is. And if the seasons aren't as defined, you can still realize that there are certain energies at certain times of year. And if you follow the medicine wheel, you could think of the new beginnings time. And it can be any time, but there's a time for new beginnings. There's a time for planting. There's a time for just letting it grow. And there's a time for harvesting. And there's that time for resting. And those are natural cycles. Wherever you live in the world, those are natural cycles. Somebody can sing the song for me if you know it. It's an old one. Okay. If you're thinking like me, I would love to see that, because I want to see somebody post that in. Anyway, here we are. Getting back to our businesses opening up in the spring. What is it that you are planting seeds of right now? What are you visioning right now? What are you opening your vision up to? What are you hoping to create in this coming year? If I could start a year, and I read once in like a historical thing about how the seasons in the year got all laid out, like why do we start on January 1st? The actual year used to start in the spring. Isn't that cool? Like the calendar year? Long time ago. And I think that, to me, a new beginning feels like spring this time of year, whether or not you're experiencing distinct seasons. So what is it that you're planting visions of? What do you want to create in your business? Post in the comments down below. And there's a reason that I invite you to post in the comments. And maybe you're posting, I want to start a group. I want to write a book. I want to fill my one-on-one practice. I want to just be able to pay for my bills and bring in however much money. Write those things down. Because imagine if, as you're writing them down, you're allowing law of attraction and universal activation to come into your world and into your vibration and pick up on what you're writing right here in the safe container of this group. And if you don't write it, maybe it won't get heard. And maybe there's a network or a connection or a seed that gets planted with the other women in this group. So I invite you to post in about yours. So aligning your business with the seasons and with who you are and where you are in the world, that speaks to aligning your business with you. And it's one thing that I really see a lot of with women in business, is that we actually want to have a business that feels aligned. So many of us have seen business done in a way that doesn't feel good to us, or doesn't feel real to us, or doesn't feel beneficial to us, because as women, whether you're in a female body or not, as a feminine force in the world, you understand that this is a holistic world, and that everything matters and everybody matters, and what we do affects each other. Do you agree? Post in the comments below if you agree. So how we do business as women, we feel like we want it to be a thing that generates positivity in the world. And so when something doesn't feel like that, or when it feels like it makes us have to be something that we're not, or do business in the way that it was designed in a masculine world, we feel out of alignment and we don't feel good about it, and we actually stop. And then there are spiritual teachers and holistic practitioners like you who aren't getting their message into the world, who aren't getting their healing into the world, and that doesn't work either. And one vision that I've had for the last close to 30 years is that if we help to heal each other, ourselves and each other, and then we can help to heal other people. And that's why I became a healer and a practitioner myself originally, so that we could have an effect on the world and the planet and the animals and the earth, so that we can actually make a difference. That ripple effect really goes outward and goes on to everything. So that's my invitation for you, is to align your business with who you are, heart and soul. And don't compromise. Don't make up the story that you have to do it like anybody else, or that you have to do it in the way that business has been done. Richard Branson has a great book. I read it a few years ago, and I could get transformed just by the title. It's called Screw Business as Usual. Like the way that the model has been done, screw it. Let's not do the business as usual thing, and let's do business from our hearts and our souls in a way that really truly serves people, that's authentic and aligned, whatever that means for you. And so for some of you, that might mean creating a multiple six-figure company. For some of you, just getting on my chair. For some of you, that might mean doing volunteer work because maybe you have somebody who provides for you and you don't need money. For some of you, that might mean getting enough money to pay the bills or to pay for your home. And for some of you, it might mean having enough income to do work in the world or to give to charities that you feel really strongly about. That's the beautiful thing about when women can have an income, is that we can actually make a difference with it. Not only can we, but we often, statistics show that women choose to make a difference with their money when they have more. Isn't that amazing? And shouldn't we be empowered to have more? So that's why I'm so committed to supporting you all in your businesses. So what are your questions? What do you need the most help and support with in your businesses? What is the biggest thing that gets in your way? Type these below. What do you need the most support with? Type in your answer below. What's your biggest question? If you could have anything answered, type in that question. My question is. And what's your biggest block, barrier, or challenge? Type that in as well. My challenge is, so that we can have conversations here and I can come back and chat and then answer your questions in future videos. I always come in here and do a free video every week. Some weeks we're doing bigger launches and challenges and Facebook series and videos and all sorts of things in here. And then at minimum, I'm in here hanging out, doing a video with you. So I've just finished an incredible couple of month period of launching our year-long training programs. And it's been an intense, amazing whirlwind of absolute incredibleness. In January, we had the Women's Holistic Business Conference, where we had over 100 women registered from all around the world to join us in an online training. That was so special. And then last month we did a Facebook series here, and then we just did an intensive last week, a Holistic Business Intensive. And when I look at where I'm at right now and the trainings that I get to do and the women's whose lives that I get to change, and a couple of really cool dudes too who just align with the feminine model, I feel so lucky. It's pretty precious and I really enjoy it. So what do you need to know? What questions do you have? Let me know in the comments and I'll come back here and do more videos for you. This video is all about aligning your business with who you are, your heart and soul. So what I invite you to do as an action step is write down, what do you value? What do you really find most precious in the world? What can you not live without? And I'm not talking food, water, shelter, but what do you value most? And for some of you on that values list, write down 3 to 5 things. On that values list, you might have family. You might have travel, freedom. You might have enough money to pay for XYZ, whatever that is. You might value stability in home. You might value, as well as a creative, holistic, spiritual teacher, you might value being of service to the world, bringing your gifts to the world, being able to be who you are. You might value authenticity and freedom of expression. So what are your values? Write them down in the comments down below. I want to know right now, and I want to make a little value list, not little, a nice big value list from all of you. What is it that you value the most in your business, in your world, and what you're creating? Yeah, write those down. Okay, so I'm seeing Mandy's comment. I love this. Her biggest challenge is getting people to attend and step into her programs. I'll give you a quick tip on this right now, Mandy. And then I can actually do a full video about it for next week. I love this. This is one of my favorite topics. So Mandy's question is getting people to attend and step into her programs. What I invite you to do is to lay out a pathway of, it's not just having people step into your program all of a sudden. I think you already know part of this, but it's laying out a step-by-step pathway. You could even like map it out on paper and lay out some stairs or some steps. What are the steps that people will take in order to step into your program? What's the natural evolution of the relationship between you and them that they will need to feel and know and embody before they're even ready to start to think about saying yes to your program? Laying out those steps one piece at a time, and then backtracking so that you can see, oh, I need a 3-month runway where people can say yes to this program. And how do you lay out that evolution of building the relationship with them? Is just one step at a time. And so people need touch points with you. They need that relationship built. They need to see you and feel you. So Facebook videos, Instagram or other social media videos are really powerful. So I would put that as part of the steps that you're going to be doing videos. Other parts of the steps could be weekly emails. So weekly videos, weekly emails, and then lay out other things like doing a Facebook series, doing a masterclass, doing some other things that are a little bit more involved than just posts and videos and emails. Have those too. But then have other elements that are more involved. So doing things like masterclasses, events, interviews, Facebook series. Sometimes people call them Facebook challenges. I love using the word as a series because we don't know if it's a challenge. It might just be a training. It might be an evolution. It might be an immersion. Who knows what it's going to be? It's one of the things that I teach in our year-long training programs. So I hope that answers your question, Mandy. Is getting people to step into your programs is lay out the pathway that they're going to step into. And I love what Mandy wrote here as well in terms of values: authenticity, creativity, and lifelong learning. That's probably, I love that. And it's probably something that a lot of the women in this network will really, truly be able to relate to. So I totally love that. That's fantastic. All right, amazing women. That wraps up your training for today. You are welcome. Mandy, lay out those steps and feel free to post them here and tag me, and I will get back to you and give you some extra tips on your steps. And what questions do you have, everyone, that you would like the next video to be on? I'm here to give you inspiration, training, support, and connection in your businesses, because when women can rise and work together and work on our businesses, we truly help to make this world that we're living in a better place. So keep doing what you're doing because you're amazing. And I can't wait to see you all again next week. Bye, everybody.